Preston. Okay, we want to encourage you tonight, before I turn it over to Karen, to ask questions. This is your time to find out from one of the people that has an opportunity to have done a lot of this, and she has a lot of experience with it, and it would be a shame not to utilize her time to answer your questions. This training program, you need to really consider this as your time to learn. And so if Karen says something and you don't quite understand it, please stop her. You know, all you have to do is just get off mute and say, Karen, wait just a minute, and she will. And then you can ask whatever question that you'd like. So we'd like to do that. And if you have a comment to make, please do the same thing. Please offer the break in and tell Karen, excuse me, but I'd just like to say something, and she'll give you the time to do that. We want to go to the point that we can all pick up this information and we can all learn from it. So please take this time to do that. And with that, we'll turn it over to Sister Jorgensen. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you, John. Yeah, I really enjoy doing photos. I think photos are really important to spreading our information about our genealogy. It really makes a difference, especially for the younger kids. You know, your children, your grandchildren, they will relate to these things better with a photo. So let me just ask a random question. Is there anybody here that does not have a picture of your grandparents on Family Search? You all do?
No.
Okay, do you own one?
Yes, but I do
Okay.
have a daughter coming this next week to show me how to do it.
Is it on your hard drive?
No, it's in a picture.
You mean it's a photo in an album?
Yes,
So it's a piece of paper.
yes.
Okay, do you have a smartphone? Do you have a phone that takes pictures?
Yes.
Okay, you can just go ahead and play with that before she even gets here, and you'll be smarter than she is when she gets here. Because all you have to do is take a picture of that on your phone and then send that picture to yourself on an email, or how do you access your pictures on your phone? Do you know how do you look at them after you take it?
I touched the little flower.
Okay, and the picture, and all your pictures come up and you choose one to look at, or that picture comes up? Which one?
I think all of them come up.
Okay,
Like
so
that
all
one
of them,
being the
okay,
first one.
good. All of them come up.
Mhm.
So you choose a picture that you just took and you send it to yourself either on email or Facebook. Do you know how to do that?
Yes, but why do I have to send it to email?
You don't have to. If you know how to get it on from your phone to your hard drive without doing an email, you don't have to. But it is an option, and I do it myself. I do it all the time. If I have a picture on my phone, I usually send it to myself on email if it's just one picture. I also use Google Drive or Google Photos, and I can go there and get it. It's just easier for me, frankly, to do it. If I'm just doing one picture, if I had like 20 or 30 pictures that I sat down in an afternoon and did, I would probably use the Google Drive. Do you have Google Drive?
No idea.
Okay, you don't have to use Google Drive. Why are you objecting to using your email? You don't want to use your email to do that?
It seems like an extra step.
Well, it is an extra step. I mean, there has to be a way to get that photo onto your hard drive.
Well, once it's on email, then you've got to move it again.
That's true.
Yeah.
But it will be on your hard drive. Even when you receive the email and you open the picture, it's on your hard drive.
Just save it to my pictures.
You can save it to your pictures. I have a folder called downloads, and this folder downloads is pretty expendable. In other words, it's nothing that I want to save forever to eternity. It's just pictures that it's a lot of pictures that I've downloaded, and I put them on my download file. You can certainly put it in my pictures. And this is one thing I wanted to talk about. So I'm really glad that you mentioned this, Candy, because you have to know where that picture is on your hard drive. So if you just say to yourself, Dennis puts his in my pictures, no problem, because he knows that's where his pictures are. You have to decide someplace on your computer that you're going to put these pictures so that you can find them easily. I was just telling them earlier, like in the beginning, I would put stuff on my hard drive and I couldn't remember where I put it. And then I couldn't remember what I called it. So I would like lose it because it was just in there somewhere. So you have to know where you're putting it. So yes, it has to get to your hard drive. If you have another way that you want to get it from your phone to your hard drive, there's no problem. I'm not saying you have to use email. No.
Robert Hill just suggested that he just plug, you got the cabling, just plug your phone into their computer and it'll transfer it.
That's true. You can do that.
But on my pictures, I have all different files in there, so I know pretty easy to find the different things.
Well, good. And as long as the bottom line is, can I find it?
That's it.
That is the bottom line. Can I find it? Do I know where they are? And don't put them in too many places. I mean, Dennis is putting all his pictures in my pictures. And I put all my pictures on the downloads. And if they're important, if they're dead people and they're important, I put them in family search right away. That's what I do. And so I would really recommend that when you get from now on, make a rule to yourself. If I get a picture of a dead person that I love, then I'm going to put them on family search right now, before I forget it, before I lose it, before anything. So
Karen?
if you, yes.
Will you go into how to put it on family search? I've got,
Yes.
for
Yes,
instance, I've got all my stuff on the thumb drive. And so I
We're
can
gonna
bring
talk
it up
about
on
that.
my computer.
We're going to talk about that, Christina.
Good, great.
So let's get past, I'm glad Candy brought this up. It's no kidding, because I really wanted to emphasize that you have to know where on your hard drive that picture is. Vivian, where do you put yours?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, whenever I talk to customers about saving files and stuff, I say, treat it like your children. Remember what you named them and where you put them.
Well,
But
that's good for your children. I can remember my children's names, but one time I went down to the one time I went down to get a birth certificate, and I told them the wrong date, and I couldn't remember the right date, and they looked everywhere, and I was 10 years off. So
but when we went to we were visiting in Florida with my cousin, and she brought this big thing of pictures and family photos. And so I was a suitcase full. And so I was using my phone and took pictures of them because we were on the road. And when I came home, I actually synced, well, you can't, I plugged my phone in and synced them up, but sometimes I will email them to myself and then I will,
right.
I'm
And
a little bit obsessive
move on.
compulsive. So I name them and file them and
Okay. So you see, Candy, you're going to have to take another step to get that off your phone. And it might be plugging a cord in from your phone to your hard drive. It could be sending an email. It could be sending it to Instant Messenger on Facebook, which is a private thing. You're not, it's not public. Instant Messenger is private. So there's all kinds of ways to transfer it, but you have to do that. You can't leave it on your phone because probably you could transfer it, maybe Jim knows, from your phone to family search. I'm sure you could do that, but I don't know how. Yes.
Karen, if you have the app on your phone for memories with family search, you just take the picture and it automatically sends it to Family Search, but you have to have that app.
Okay, that's
I'm
good.
not-
Thank you for,
Just have the Family Search app. I'm not sure if it has.
I have Family Search on my phone, but I don't know if I don't think I've ever sent a picture on my phone from my phone to Family Search. I've never done
Yeah,
it
I've
because
done it lots. Mhm.
you have. Good for
Yeah.
you. I like my phone photos to be all in color, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But if I get a black and white photo, if somebody dead, I'm gonna colorize them. I love that. So I would probably not do that, but I think that's a really good idea. So Candy, does that help you at all?
Yes, but then what you've said also brings up a whole lot of other things.
Well, name one.
Well, let's see, I just forgot that one.
Well, you
Oh,
actually have to remember.
I was busy writing down and then I forgot where
Okay.
I was in my thought process.
Okay, if you think of it, let me know.
But
Because
I also have a problem with taking the picture because it always gets a glare on it.
well, if you're taking a picture that is behind a glass, it's going to have a glare unless you have a pretty good app or you know what you're doing. And I was just reading the other day about somebody saying how to get a glare, how to not have a glare on your photos if you have glass on it. And they suggested that you take it outside on a cloudy day and get a large piece of white styrofoam and hold it behind your head and take the picture like that. And I thought, well, yeah, okay. I guess you could just get a large piece of styrofoam and throw it in your car. And when you're going to go to your relatives and take pictures, you can say, can I take this outside and put my styrofoam on, please? And so it's not going to be easy. So you have to probably have to do it several times, and you have to kind of angle it and don't have a light behind you, and do it in a very almost dark, not dark, but a more muted room, not with a lot of bright lights, because it's going to reflect that. Okay. So that is, no one's saying that's not an issue. It certainly is. But the main issue we want to talk about at this moment is that you have to get those photos off your phone, and you have to get them onto your hard drive, and you have to know where they are. So Dennis knows where his are, like that. And I know where most of mine are, like that. And Shirley does too, right, Shirley?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So Christina, you do not have pictures of your grandparents on Family Search.
No, I do. When you said that, I thought, yeah, they're there. Uh-huh.
Oh, you do? Okay,
Yeah,
good. And you have pictures.
I didn't necessarily put them on, but I've got other.
No. It doesn't matter who puts them on.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It doesn't matter. Okay, so so everybody here in this group, say no if you don't, has pictures of your grandparents on Family Search.
No.
Who said that?
Candy.
Oh, okay, Candy. So what I'm hoping that we can do tonight is to help you do that, because you just heard Shirley say that you can do it directly from your phone to the Family Search app. So you really should have the Family Search app on your phone. Do you recall, and it's been 2 or 3 years or more, that I went around to Relief Society and several other organizations and showed everybody how to do this. And if you don't know how to do it, just go to your hard drive and Google it, and it'll tell you how to do that. But you need to have Family Tree, the Family Tree app, Family History app, on your phone, because there's going to come a time where you're going to be out somewhere and somebody's going to say, now let's see, who was our third grandmother's child that married Mr. Jones? And you're not going to be able to tell them. But if you have Family Search on your phone, you'll say, oh, I'll tell you who that was. And you look it up and you go, oh, that was da 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 da. And it makes you look really smart. But you don't have to be smart. It just has to be there. That's the good thing about the computer, is you don't have to know it. You have to make sure you know where it is. Okay. All right. So we've decided that you have to get these pictures off your phone and onto your hard drive. Now, what I want to do is look at a picture that Christina sent me. And let's hope I can find it. So John said it was okay if I was slow. There it is. Okay, do you see that on my email? Do you see that screen?
Yes.
My email screen. Okay, so there it says Ronald Preston, and that's the picture that Christina just sent me. Would you know, Christina, if this picture is already on Family Search?
I don't remember seeing it on Family Search. I just remember in that, and now I look, I misspelled that. It should be C.
We don't care. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, let's click on this and then look at that. See that little paper clip?
Uh-huh.
And there's those little pictures, and aren't they beautiful? Now let's see. I want to download them. And there's just my download file that I put all my pictures in. And I'm going to put them in there, and you just click on that to save. And then I go to my download file and there they are. And they pop up in my photo manipulation program. Now, you don't have to have a photo manipulation program, but if you do, you will like it because it will help you to straighten pictures out, to make them look better, to adjust the lighting, all that kind of stuff. So when you take these pictures, you want to try to get them straight. I don't know why I can't do this.
Erin, we're still seeing your email.
Oh, you are? Oh, no. Okay. Just a second.
And John wants to know if the site you're showing us, is it a subscription or is it a free site or what?
I wasn't showing you a site.
Oh, you weren't? Okay.
No, I was looking at a photo manipulation program that I have on my laptop.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. So here we have these lovely pictures that Christina has sent me, and I have downloaded them. And if I click on them, it's set on my computer to download them into my photo manipulation program. Now, you don't have to download them in there. It goes into that download file that you saw. So I want to look at that download file.
Did you pay for this program?
What?
Did you pay for the program?
Yes.
Okay. What?
But you don't have I'm going to show you some sites in a minute that will allow you to you can download free photo manipulation programs. Okay, so there's those pictures, and what we're going to do, what I need to do is I'm going to isolate. If you can't see my screen, I'm just going to isolate one of those pictures so that we can just work on one of them. Give me a second here, and I'm going to crop it.
Right now, we're just seeing your email.
I know, and I don't know that I can send you to this screen. All righty. Now I have saved this picture of the man in this file right here. And what I want to do, first of all, well, I tell you what, let's go to that. Can you see that? Free photo editor like Photoshop?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a list of someone's suggestions for a free photo manipulation program. The first one they offer is GIMP. Another one is Pixar, Paint, Photo Pros, and Krita. I have used most of those except for Krita. So what you need.
What about Paint 3D that comes with Windows or
Okay,
Paint?
use it. It's probably just
Okay.
paint program.
Yeah, you can use Paint to do some cropping, but at least in Windows, you also have a program that if you click on a photo, it will automatically open up. And I think it's just called Photos. And you can crop and a bit of enhancement, and you can straighten.
Mhm.
I actually have invested in Photoshop. I love Photoshop.
Okay, good. Okay, So you put yours in Photoshop and do them a little bit. Now, does Photoshop do colorization?
I've never tried it, but I'm gonna.
All right, so what I want you to do is use a site just to see, make sure you like it, called MyHeritage. Now, this is a really good question. Let me ask you,
Yeah.
are you all using MyHeritage? Because it's free for church members, just like Ancestry. So you have to sign up for it on Family Search in partner sites. And if you will do that, you can use MyHeritage free. Now, I don't use the MyHeritage tree or anything else. I just use the photo manipulation. So I want to get a photo. Can you see my screen for MyHeritage?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. See where it says down here, upload another photo.
Yes.
All right. Now I'm going to do the one that I just got from Christina.
This is really a cool thing.
Yeah.
What do you think, Christina?
Well, it certainly shows up better. You see that his features so much better, his eyes and his nose and so
I
on.
think we can do this part now.
Wow.
Look at
Yeah.
that. Now there's one more button. You see where
Yeah.
it says enhance?
Uh-huh.
We're going to click on that and it's going to enhance it a bit, make it a little more clear. There's even a button occasionally that comes on that says refurbish or refresh, or it takes a lot of the junk out of the background. So look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that incredible?
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
Awesome, huh?
That is so cool.
It is. All right. So what do you do now? Oh my gosh. Good job, Karen. But what are we gonna do with that?
That is better than Adobe Photoshop. Oh my gosh.
Well, I really have been using this quite a bit for about a year, I think, and I love it. And there are other photo manipulation sites, and I just showed you a few free ones that you can do, but this is the only one that there are others that do color also, but I really like this one because it's really easy to do. Just plug it in and there it is. Now you have to know where that picture is. Did you see how I knew where that picture was on my hard drive? Did you catch that?
With all the other stuff.
No, it's not with all the other stuff. It's in
Oh.
my downloads file.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
that's where it is.
Okay.
And that's where I put all these pictures that people send me. So occasionally other people will send me pictures on email that actually are related to me. And I do this very same thing when I'm doing here. I make sure I know where it is and I plug it into MyHeritage and I colorize it. Now what do we do? Now this beautiful color photo is on MyHeritage. Oh my gosh, it's not on our hard drive yet. What should we do?
Download the photo.
Yes, good job. So we're going to download the photo.
Can you crop it before you download it? Or do you
No.
download it and
No.
then crop it?
No. You can't.
I have a foolish question.
Yes.
Do we know for sure that he had blue eyes?
Pretty
Well-
certain. It's heavy in the family, and he was born in Denmark and he was the immigrant.
Okay,
You know what?
I'm just wondering if they guarantee, the closeness in the colorizing and so on.
Okay, well, and he could possibly have the green eyes. That's what my father had.
You
so
don't
no,
like
that's
his eye
something
color?
And
You can go
that's
to
not
your
what I
phone.
said, Karen. That's not what I said.
No, I'm
I
not being
just, I'm just checking for accuracy.
No, I'm not being snarky. I'm saying if you don't like it, go to your photo manipulation program and put some color in his eye that you like.
No, that had nothing to do with anything. I'm just wondering how accurate we're looking at. So
And I
forget
did
it.
that one.
That's-
I've done that.
I'm just being the antagonist here.
No, it's okay, but I think that's a good question. How accurate are these colors? Now, this one that we just did, of Christian Nielsen is very good. It has turned out very beautiful. But there are some others that have a little color variations on the backgrounds or even their dresses that I try to go into my photo manipulation program and take out. But because some of them don't come off as really nice as this one did. All right.
Brother Hill asked in the chat, how does the program know what colors to make it?
Mhm.
Idea.
It's just an algorithm, and they probably say, oh, this guy's a white guy and his hair's brown. And so they probably have that.
Just
or algorithm.
generalization.
He probably doesn't have brown eyes, so let's give him something else.
I think it's like the colorized movies that we see.
What? The color what?
You know, I think it's like the colorized movies that they show
Oh,
on TV.
Sure. So, you can go to that's why I want you to have a photo manipulation program, because you can change almost anything. I have, like this guy, he doesn't look unpleasant, but I've taken people and turned their mouth upside down and gave them a smile. And some people don't like that, but I like it. So,
Smile, even though they may not have had much to smile about. Huh?
well, okay, so I had this picture just a couple of weeks ago, and it's a beautiful picture, and it colorized beautifully. And the lady and there was like 5 or 6 people in it, and the lady on the end was absolutely frowning very badly. So I told the person that sent me that, I said, she's really frowning. I can make her smile. And the lady said to me, well, she was really sick, so I'm sure she was frowning. So I kind of laughed to myself, because I think she felt that the frown was appropriate for this woman who was in a lot of pain. But so I turned it around anyway and showed it to her. And I don't think she liked it, and it doesn't matter. You can always change things. So if you want to put a little smile on this guy's face, we could always do that. But right now we're going to download the photo. Are you with me here?
Yeah.
Download. See where it says download photo?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you click on improved photo. And there it is. It comes up automatically in the place that I saved it, which is in my downloads. So it's asking me, the computer is always asking you, well, what do you want to do with this? Where do you want to put this? And I want to put it, I just want to put it on top of that. So the old one. Oh, shoot. Okay. Just a second. Told you I was slow. Now what I'm going to do. Now, improved photo. Now, it opens up in my photo manipulation program. Shirley, how do I show my program? A different screen, not Google. How would I do that?
I'm not sure. I think you just clicked on the screen. Is it up on the top, one of the top things up there?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Is it one of the pages you have open up at the top?
No, it's a different program. It's not Google.
Mm-hmm. I think I don't know. I don't know. Just
Wait a
click.
minute. Wait a minute.
I guess.
Let me see if I can do this.
Okay.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
This is my photo manipulation program. It's called Microsoft Digital Image Pro 10. It's very old, and I've had it for a long time, and you can't buy it. And so I don't even know where you would get it. I think you could probably download it someplace, and you might even be able to purchase it on eBay. But I'm not necessarily saying you should use the program that I use. I've already shown you some other programs, so you should definitely piddle around a little bit with that. Now I want to look at this just for a second. Look how beautiful that is. I think it did a just great job, don't you?
Wow.
I think it's beautiful. let's say you wanted to get rid of that line right there. Can you see where I'm pointing?
Yes.
He's got another one under that,
Yeah.
his left eye that almost looks like too much of a droop.
I know. Okay, so with a photo manipulation program, now remember we're just playing because this is just on mine, and Chris, we haven't saved it to the family search yet. We're just playing. So I'm going to see if I can get that off of there. Vivian, you probably can do this with Photoshop.
I'm not sure I'd want to do that, Karen. I mean,
Yes.
I remember my grandma Call, the way Grandma Call was. And I just
Dennis?
pulled up her picture on my phone that's on Family Search, and you know, that's kind of the way I remember. Anyway,
Okay,
I'm
Dennis.
just being my nasty self, and I don't, before
No,
you get upset with
listen,
me.
Dennis, I think you have a point. But the reason I want to show you this is occasionally this picture is very beautiful and doesn't have, obviously has not been on the floor and nobody's chewed on it.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been, some kid hadn't gotten hold of it. So you've got a really beautiful picture here, but not most of the pictures that I get are not like that. Most of the pictures that I get have cracks and
Oh, okay.
other spots that you do not want
Yeah.
on
All right.
there.
That makes sense.
Let me
That
show
makes
you
sense.
how to do this, how good you can do. And you can do that. Like if there was a crack going across his face, you would want to do this.
Sure. Okay.
So we're just going to get rid of a few of his little marks here.
Karen, did you have to click on one of those colors?
Yes.
Or this, okay.
I
Like what?
clicked on a color so that it would match.
How
his
did you
eye.
know? How did you know that was the right one? You
Well,
played with it a minute.
let's say, do you see my pointer over here? It goes to color choices. Okay, so if I click on color choices, this little wheel comes up. And let's say I went down here. Sometimes on these programs, it's very common for that MyHeritage to get their ears white and they don't match their face. So, you don't want that. And so here, let's just choose a real bizarre color.
Even one blue ear and a.
Now he's got a black eye. So you choose the color you want, but I don't want that color. So let's see, undo.
Yeah, so
There we
let's,
go.
undo last action. That's
yeah. Now, so you can do this almost any program. So there you are. You have this beautiful picture, and it hasn't been bumped around again, so there's no cracks or stuff on it. And I've repaired a lot of things that have cracks on them, and I've repaired a lot of photos that look so much better than it did before I started. But you can see what a beautiful photo this is. So this is something you'd want to do. Now let's see, it's done. Now we go up here to File, and we're going to save it. So it is saved on my downloads to that place on my hard drive. So now we go to Family Search. You see Family Search? Okay. Christina, would you happen to know the PID number of this fellow?
It's on something somewhere that's in a box in the closet.
No,
I can't
no.
get to it.
No, what we want to know is what his PID number is on Family Search. So do you have your laptop or your phone or something there that you could get his number?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's look at this just real quick. Maybe I can find it. His name was, I can't remember what his name was. What was his name?
Well, they've spelled it this way, Christen, but it's also Christian.
I don't care.
So it could be either way, just if you're looking at. It
Okay,
has to
and
be
do you have an idea?
SEN.
And do you have an idea when he was born? Just a very broad.
I'm thinking 1832.
And where was he born?
It was Denmark and
Okay, and
I
what was
can't
his
remember the
wife's
little
name?
town. Huring, Hjorring, was like the province.
No, tell me your spouse's name.
She's Christina, and it's Christina. It's also spelled a different way.
We don't care.
Yeah.
Last name. Do you know her last name?
There's a couple of different last names given to her, but this one was on the picture. It's Christopherson. And that's Christophersen.
I don't care. There she is. Is that her? You think? Kristen Nielsen? That's him.
Yeah, that's him. Spouse, yeah, she's listed. Okay, they've got her Christine Marie.
We don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care how people's names are spelled
Okay.
because it's the same
Oh,
person.
it's Hormstead. Okay.
Okay.
That's where the
But I
little,
want you to get
little
this
farming
point.
community was.
It's really important that we don't care how somebody's name is
You just
spelled.
don't care what color they are either, do we, Karen? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love you.
Well, somebody's color is an identifier of them. So it's important if they were racially.
Okay, I'll keep my mouth shut now.
No, it's an
Now you guys
identifier.
know- now
I'm
you
just
guys
trying to
know
make an
what I
impression
went-
on my sister who just joined us a minute ago.
Hello,
Now
sister.
you know what I went through growing up. He was 5 years
Yeah.
older than me, and this never
Listen,
ended.
he hasn't changed. That's what we go
I
through
know.
now.
You'd think.
Okay. Okay, Christina, do you see your fellow here? Christina?
Yeah, I see. I don't see his picture. You just.
No,
need
not
his
yet.
name.
We're not there yet. We just searched for him in Family Search.
Oh,
So
there
we're
you
going to
go. Okay.
click on his name and go down to the bottom where it says person. You see where it says person?
Uh-huh.
And there he is. And he does have, oh my goodness, he has a lot of pictures. How do I know right off the bat he has a lot of pictures? How do I know that?
This one's different than the one you,
No, how do I know that he has a lot of pictures in Family Search?
25 memories.
Yes, he's got 25
Oh.
memories. Okay, so let's
Okay.
look at some of the memories he's got.
all right.
Looky there. Oh, there's documents. Did he drown? Did he die by drowning, Christina? Do you know?
Yes, he did.
There-
Drowned
okay,
in the
there's-
swamp.
Look, can you see
yeah.
this little article about him?
Yeah, and yeah, because there it is.
Okay.
And here's another one on him. Uh-huh.
Okay, so, and there's more. Do you see, look down here on the left where it says more.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
And there's even more. Wow, this is way cool, Christina. Somebody's been
Yeah.
working on this for you.
Uh-huh.
Look at that. That's wonderful. Okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to add another one. We're going to, what does anybody, whoopsie, sorry. Okay, let's go to memories
Okay.
of this fellow. Now, anybody want to give me some instructions on what you think I should do next?
Upload photo.
Excellent. You see where it says upload
Oh.
photo?
Sure enough. Okay.
And look, that's the last photo I did, and it's in my downloads file. So we're going to click on it. And there it is. Now it says processing, but we're going to double click on it and pull it up. There it
Karen, I have a
is.
question on this. On some of the stuff I've done, I'd like to put them in a different sequence. Is it possible to do that? Pictures or stories or anything?
You mean in Family Search?
Yes. No, this is now the latest picture in there, and it's at the top of the list. If we wanted to get it in a sequence for age, for example, if we have.
I
is
don't
it
think you
possible
can
to-
change the sequence. Jim, do you know, or Shirley?
I don't know.
I While you're doing this, I'm going to move the screen over and get on. I actually thought you could just grab them and move them.
Well,
But
I tried on
just,
some other things and I couldn't get it to work for me. So that's why I come to you
Well,
professionals.
Here's the thing. You could always label them by year. So if you did that, then you could arrange them by year, and then someone would know by year what picture goes to what year. But I don't, maybe Jim can find out for us. Let's move on. And when Jim finds out, he'll tell us. Okay, so what do we do next? Christina, what should we do next?
Oh, it says add a title up there.
Correct. We're going to add a title.
Do you
This guy-
have that? Because his picture was labeled before. And
There it
Okay.
is.
so doesn't he already have a title?
The picture does have a title in the picture, but we have to label it here.
Okay, do you want to put where it is located? Because it's located in a museum in Pleasant Grove. That's where that big picture is. It's hanging on the wall up there. That's why it's slanted, because I was down below and had to take a picture going up.
Christina, I'm sorry, what's your maiden name?
Nelson, but they changed it from Nielsen. It should be Nielsen.
Okay, Christina, how? Nelson?
Right.
Okay, now we're gonna put that there just for the time being. Then we're gonna go down here. Now I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. Add event description. So let's put that now.
Ah,
Now tell me again where this painting is located.
okay, and I guess start with that. Yeah, located in Pleasant Grove Museum, and I wish I knew what the specific museum it's called. I
Where
don't
is
know
it?
whether it's, you know,
Yes, I
Daughters
know
of the
Pleasant-
Pioneers Museum or whatever, but we'll have just leave it there.
Pleasant Grove, Iowa. Or Utah.
Yeah, it's Utah. She just put in
Okay.
Utah.
Okay.
Located in Pleasant Grove Museum, Utah. Do you want to say anything else?
Unless you want to switch that around, Pleasant Grove, comma, Utah Museum. Does that clarify it better, Candy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
All right, so we're going to save that. And I want to show you something else too.
okay.
Go
Okay.
click, go on down. Now you can see that this has been contributed by me.
Uh-huh.
And we really want the contributor to be the person who actually provided the picture. But in this case, we're not in your account. So it's going to go to my account. But go on, click on down. This file name, do you see that? Does
Uh-huh.
everybody see where it says file name?
Mhm.
That is the name that your computer is calling it on your hard drive. When you download a picture or get a picture from anywhere almost on the internet, it's going to have it will go from having an obscure name like Grandpa Nielsen to 36419J62, which is not meaningful. So you want to make sure when you download those pictures that you give them meaningful names as a file name on your hard drive, so that when you transfer them to Family Search, they'll have this, it'll have that have that organization title there.
Okay, now Karen, because I fussed about Christina's last name, because when I typed it to you, that's when I made that typo. And I don't want to leave it there.
I don't
I
care.
want it labeled. See
Christina?
where you were, just below where you
Christina?
entered. What?
No, Christina, I don't care. It doesn't matter how you spell it.
Okay,
Really?
did this go into Family Search really, or are you playing with it?
No, it's in Family Search right now. Is there something you want me to change?
She wants it right.
She's talking
Yes.
about down in description.
Karen, you have to have things right. You've told me that so many times.
It has to be, listen, it has to be right, but the spelling of these names of people that lived in 1700 are convoluted. So you have to say to yourself, is this the person that has these sets of parents, has this wife and these children? If the
Karen, you gotta
answer,
stop. It was my typo, Aaron. Aaron.
Okay.
Karen, look down
It's
in
my
in-
typo,
or in
Aaron. I want
description.
mine corrected.
Okay.
On the
Where?
pictures, it is correct. On, you know, in the family search, it's correct.
Right
But-
down the file name, you've got, the misspelling is under file name there, Karen.
That? Okay,
Yeah.
that's on my computer and it doesn't matter.
It does to me if people are gonna look at family search and.
No,
and
no,
say,
listen,
"What?"
that, people don't care what the file name is on your computer. They don't care.
Well, can you just take it off then? Can you just erase it, not leave a file name there?
No,
Karen, we're really on this one.
look, Christina,
I'm
look,
banging heads
let
with
me
you.
show you. Let me show you what's important. Is this right? Is this right up here?
That is,
Okay, and is this right over here? This is the guy. His name is Kristen Nielsen.
that's correct.
That's all that's going to show. We're good. Nobody cares what's on your computer. Because let me tell you, there's going to be most of the time people don't know how to change their file names and it'll be gibberish. So it won't be meaningful at all. This
I'm
is how
sorry,
my,
Karen, I'm not buying it. If you threw it on family search, it's under file name and that's what they're gonna look at and say,
no, they're
"What?
not.
what's
No,
this
they're not.
spelling?"
No, they're not. Nobody looks at that.
I don't believe you.
Okay, hang on just a minute here.
Jim,
The
Jim, wait just a second. Let me finish this thing and then we'll go to that, okay? Just give me a second. All right, so what do we do next?
Aren't you done?
Nope.
I hate to throw a monkey wrench in here, but I think that their names are spelled S-E-N instead of S-O-N as it shows above the picture.
Okay, but if you want me to change this is Christina's picture. Christina, if you want me to change on the title of
You're
the,
correct. I'm glad she caught that because that is an O-N on that Nielsen. It should be E-N. That's correct. That is important. Okay, there you go. Whoops.
there.
All right.
And her Christina's as well.
What do you
No,
mean?
my
It
name's
is-
correct.
S-O-N?
Yep.
Okay,
'Cause
so-
whoever changed that, and it happened not between this one, it happened with his son, John, who's my grandpa. That's where a change was made from Nielsen to Nelson. And I don't know whether he did it or somebody else in the family, but from that family down to the next generations, we were all Nelson.
Okay, so what do we do next? All right, what we do next is now go back to him. And there's his name right there. See, Kristen Nielsen, do you see that? Right up
Mhm,
there?
mhm.
Click on him and there's his page. Now, do you want the picture that we just put in to be his portrait?
Well, his beard sure looks better and his hair had a
All
trim.
right, let's change it. And you could always change it back. Okay, so
Okay.
you click on the portrait and you go edit portrait. Do you see that, everybody?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And we're going to, let's see, wait a minute. I misspoke. We're going to replace this portrait.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. All right, let's see if I can find it. There he
Right
is.
there.
Now, this screen moves around with a drag and drop type function. You see how I'm moving that around?
Mhm.
So just kind of put it over his face. And there's a slide button over here.
Oh, yeah, then you're giving it the shape, the circular shape. Mhm.
Well, Family Search does that automatically and you can't change it.
Okay.
Okay, so do you see the little time thing? Sometimes it will take a minute for it to actually show up. And sometimes you have to refresh it. Ah, there we are.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
You need,
Yep.
All
Looks good.
righty. So always remember, you have a place on your hard drive where your computer knows where this picture is. So you have to make sure that you know, and you and the computer know where this picture is. Okay, Jim, we're done now. You can tell us now, how do we adjust these?
Well, what I was going to say was Christina was worried about the name of the photo down there. That
Mhm.
is, just so you know, that is just a handle for that photo. So you know the name of it on your computer.
Right,
Sometimes if you're doing these photos from your phone, it may be a string of 6 or 8 random numbers.
right.
You just have to know what that is. So if
Or change
anybody
it.
else sees that, it's just between you and your computer, just so you know.
See, Christina, it doesn't matter. At that point, it doesn't matter. It's just the file name. I could have put file name, picture taken from class, Zoom class. I could have put that.
Hmm.
And it would show up there. Or, random picture somebody sent me. I could say anything, and it'd be that.
Yeah.
That would be the file name, and it's not really meaningful. It's like these numbers, our PID numbers. See this PID number right here?
Uh-huh.
Is that meaningful to you?
No.
No, it's not meaningful. It's a randomly assigned number, and it's not meaningful. So don't get upset because it has a K and his name was Kristen with a C. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is just a handle between you and your computer. Anyway, yes, you can move photos in your gallery.
Okay. What does it say how to do?
However, I'm not going to tell you how, because it's like a multi-page. They give you 3 or 4 different ways. My suggestion is go up to the help button, which is the circle and the question mark, and type in arrange photos in memories, and it will bring up the article. It talks about how you do it and the grid lines. And
Can you see that? Because there's something blocking it on my computer. There we go. Do you see what he's talking about?
Yep.
And you can do that, and then you can search the help center, and you can ask arrange photos in
memories.
memories.
And then go down a little bit. Well,
Okay, it's a process.
I just had it. Yeah.
That's okay.
It's all right. You pointed me in the right direction. Nobody
All right.
else cared.
Well, I care. I
Oh.
do care, but I don't know how to do it. But that doesn't mean I don't care. Let's see if I can get back. There we are. All right. So now that you know where that is, but I think the thing.
Arrange memories gallery should do it. There it is, right under there.
Okay, good.
You can arrange and filter the photographs then in your memories.
And it's a big long article.
I see that. Okay, so when you get really into this, you will want to add albums and keep your photos like in albums on Family Search. Now, I'm not even there yet, so I don't do that. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't or shouldn't look into it. Do you arrange yours, Jim, in albums?
I have some of them.
Mhm.
Like I had a bunch of things from Germany, church records from the 1550s, 1650s, and I have those in a German album,
Okay.
but
So
not all.
It can be useful, but I think at this point, I don't really want to discuss it. Let's look just
It's
real
more important that if you have a photo with a person in it, you face tag them like you just did. If it has 3 people in it, you face tag all 3 of them. And then they will come up on that person's individual page.
Right. Well, yes, that's true. And then you can select how you want them to be on the portrait.
Karen,
Yeah,
couple of things. We're almost out of time. John said about 10 more minutes.
okay.
Unless people want to keep going. I know you can go on for a long time. And then the other thing was back when you were in the memories and you had his picture up there, underneath his photo was a little place where you could add a memory. And
Oh,
that's
good job.
that's
Yeah.
really neat too. If you
Whoops.
you can either type in your things you remember maybe about this photo, where you found it or whatever, or you can record it in your own voice. And I think that's kind of neat because you know, you're
He's talking about this right here, right,
Mhm.
Shirley?
right.
See where it
Right.
says record a memory? So Christina, you
Mhm.
could go to this fellow and you could record a memory and talk about how you found this photo if you wanted to. I mean, I'm just giving you some things that you could talk about. You could talk about how you found this photo and who you were with at the time and where you were and how you found it. And or you could talk about maybe the time that you met him. I don't think did you ever meet him?
No,
Okay. Well, I
very
don't remember-
dead.
I'm sorry, I don't remember the dates. You could talk about how you found his name even, or if you had done his temple ordinances, you could talk about a feeling that you might have had when you did his temple ordinance. There's all kinds of things that you could talk about in this recorded memory, and it's a lovely thing to do.
You could talk about how the name changed after his generation.
Absolutely.
Mm.
That's a good thing.
What's neat is that you can either type it up or you can record it, and it's neat for your grandkids or great kids, whatever, to come back and see those things and hear those stories in your own voice.
Yes, good job. Thank you, Shirley, for reminding me of that. All right. Okay, so that's basically the stuff that I wanted to look at. I wanted you to know where your pictures are on your hard drive and to make a note of putting them, try to put them in the same place. Like Dennis has all his under my pictures. I have most of mine under downloads. And you also need to have some place that you've backed them up. Do you use Dropbox, Dennis?
For some things I do,
Okay.
but I have not done it on this, but I need to.
Well, any picture that you don't put on Family Search in particular, I use Family Search as my backup. So if I put a picture on Family Search, I feel like it's saved. But if you don't want to do that, you better find out some way to back up your photos. Okay, so your photos are on your hard drive, and now you know how to put these pictures on Family Search. Do you have any questions about putting pictures on Family Search?
I do.
Okay.
What about tagging?
Well, we just talked about that a little. If you have multiple people in this picture, you would have to tag them. That's for sure. Let me see.
I mean, since it shows up red, if I don't, it has a little red thing. I feel
Oh, you
compelled
have to
to
click. You have to click on that and get rid of
Yeah.
it. All right. So here's some pictures that I've done recently. Hopefully it will come up. There we go. Let's see.
Well, why don't you do the one of Mr. Nielsen? Did you face tag him?
Well, he's the only person in the picture.
True, but it would show them how to do it.
Okay. We'll go to that.
Because you uploaded that one directly to him.
I know. Okay, so
Well, yeah, he's already tagged, so
it's
yeah.
because he's the only person in it. I
Yeah,
was going to show you some pictures that I've done where I have face tagged them. Let me go back and try to do that, because then you'll see how I face tagged this picture. Let's see. Here we go. Here's a picture that I received recently, and I colorized it, and it looks so much better than it did. And then you can kind of scroll over it and see it. I tagged who each one of these people were. That baby is Cecil Bailey Groves. This is Thomas Beverly Pinnock. William Marshall Pinnock.
And how did you do that, Karen?
You just
did you
click
do?
on the photo and a little screen will open. Do you see how I did that?
You
Look,
just clicked on
Let's
his
say I
foot.
wanted to tag his foot.
Okay. So you simply clicked on it and it brought up that little box thing?
Yeah.
You just clicked? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
John's foot.
Well, I think you might want a name in there.
Okay, it was just a joke. So, but there you are, you have these pictures and you tag them and then you put them over. As you tag them, it will put them over here in this list.
Oh,
And then,
yeah.
so each one of those people will be a name over here. Then you want to go to them and make sure that you've got their portrait. I hesitated to put Cecil's portrait, that picture in as his portrait. It was the only picture he had, and it's not very good. And even the enhancement didn't help that baby. So, I mean, there's limitations to this. So but I went ahead and did it anyway. Somebody might be interested. So do you see what I've done? Does that make it clear, Jim? Do you see what I've done?
Oh, yeah.
How about you? Okay.
Yes, I was going to say that automatically, when you tag them like that, it automatically puts that in their folder too. So if you went to,
Well, let me
the-
make a caveat with that, Shirley.
okay,
It does if you put their PID number
oh,
in.
right, that's right.
You have to know their PID number. Do you know what the PID number is? It's this
Mhm.
number here. It's meaningless, but it's important. And I find that it's much easier on Family Search, even in my own database, to manipulate individuals by their number rather than whether they have an E or an O in their name. So, because if they have an E and you've listed it as O, you can't find it. But a number is pretty much non-negotiable. So you have to know these people's numbers. Now, how are you going to know their number? Good question, Karen. What you do is you go to them on Family Search. So let's look at John. Let's see. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I can do that. Let's go to William Marshall. See how I click on that person, the word person. On. And there he is. And I put his little picture in there. And that's the only memory he has. All right. So,
Would you click on the memory so we can see that that whole family picture's in his?
yes, I will just a minute. But this is how, before you do that, before you have all those pictures in, you want to pull them up on Family Search, because then it will list. Can you see that all the people that were in that picture, or some of the people that are in that picture, are listed in Family Search? So it's very easy to come over here, copy their number, and then go back to the picture somewhere. Now, I would probably open another tab to do that so that you have it all listed there. There's the picture, and there's that little boy that we were just looking at. And so you type his name in the box, and it says, who is this memory? And you type his name in, and it will come over here and put his name over here. It will say his name, but it won't have his PID unless you typed in his name exactly the way it is in Family Search. And so I find it really hard to know exactly how somebody spells somebody's name in Family Search, because names are spelled differently with every time you write it down, practically. So you have to know their PID. So it's really important that you do that, or they won't be tagged in their folder in Family Search.
Karen,
Thank
you for your help. Yeah, I've got to click out. So
okay, Christina, listen,
thank you very
Christina,
much for
Christina,
showing
if
me
you
all.
want some help later, give me a call.
Okay, thank you.